Settings now, bottom left, this little gear icon. There's a bunch of stuff in here that is valuable for us to look at. Channel. Country of residence, ideally wherever your clients are, that's where you want to be. I think most people here would be US. That's where you want to have your clients. So we want to be known for it. So put that in there. That's fairly basic. These don't really matter. These used to matter a lot more. It doesn't really matter now, but whatever. If you want to put in a couple keywords in there, cool. Especially maybe at the beginning, just to get some kind of categorization. But if putting entrepreneurship in your settings helped you really rank for entrepreneurship, then everybody would do it, which is why everybody was doing it, which is why YouTube then like deprioritized that. You want to throw a couple in there, awesome. I have not touched this in years. I haven't seen this having any kind of real impact, but it's also not negative. Advanced. This is where people make a bunch of mistakes and we have some thinking to do about the channel that you want to have, because some of these decisions have real ripple effects that we want to talk about. Okay, so first off, do you set this channel as made for kids? No. This is the way it's weirded is super weird, because you think, yes, this channel is made for kids. Like, I don't talk about things that are adult only, right? But when you set it as made for kids, you lose a lot of features. So you're saying it's designed for children. And so like you can have comments on any of your videos. You get a lot of restrictions because now it's content geared for, kids who are under 13 years old, which I don't think anybody here has a made for kids channel. And so you need to set this. No, this channel is not made for kids, right? I almost never upload content that's made for kids. And again, the wording is so weird because of course my stuff is used in schools. We don't have swear words in the videos because I don't swear, but also because we have teachers who use our content and play it in their schools. So of course it's made for kids. But again, the way YouTube words this is so weird. It's a little counterintuitive. A lot of people were messing this up when they first launched it, and people still mess this up. So just make sure that your channel is not made for kids. See some very successful people get tripped up by this. It's like, why am I getting no views on my videos? Because you're talking about the stock market to an 8-year-old. Okay, I don't think that's going to do so well. So easy change. So again, we're in the settings. We go channel, advanced settings. Channel insights. This is a controversial one. This is a relatively new one that YouTube has introduced. The idea here is that you allow advertisers, brands, third-party platforms to view channel insights for earning opportunities. So the idea here is that you're allowing advertisers to see your channel information so that they can decide if they want to advertise on your channel or not. And on the surface, that sounds like a great idea, right? Like, oh, okay, I don't mind sharing some information about my channel so that I might get more advertisers on my channel. So like, okay, well, why do I have it turned off? When this came out, I talked to my YouTube manager and was trying to get more clarity over what is shared and who is it shared with. And nobody will tell you. So that is my own personal concern. So, anybody can open up an AdWords account and be an advertiser. Do they just get it? Can anybody just open up an AdWords, spend a cent, and then see all my channel data and analytics? Like, I don't like that. Is it only for certain brands or certain sizes, or I get to pick? No. So because there's no clear guidance on that, I turned it off. If you don't care, then cool. You can click it on. I don't know how much extra you'll get from it. Haven't seen any real use cases where it's like worked out super well, but it's really just a privacy thing for me. If you don't care, then I would click it off. And again, best practice, if you're only trying to maximize your revenue on the channel from advertising, then click it off. If you're worried about privacy at all, then that's my only concern. In theory, I like this idea a lot, but I don't know where my data is going and to whom. And so that I already get people impersonating me and pretending to be me and all of this stuff. And so I don't want that information just out there randomly to people. Olia says, does this only show for monetized channels? It's not an option for my channel. Yes. If your channel's not monetized yet, then you won't see this because you don't have data for advertisers to go look at yet. So that will pop up once you are monetized. Okay, so controversial one. Most people, I think, actually, I don't think it's on by default. Most people don't even know about it. But when people learn about it, most people click it. So up to you. No right or wrong. It's more of a choice that you have to make. And we can talk about it if anybody's really concerned or thinking about it. Automatic captions don't show potentially inappropriate words. I don't really have inappropriate words in my content anyway, but again, just a decision that I've made on the channel because I don't swear in real life. I don't have inappropriate words on my content either, even if it's like accidental. So not a big deal for most people. Just that's a personal preference for me. This is a bigger one, automatic dubbing. So you've probably seen this pop up on your channel. YouTube has now taken a decision to dub content into different languages. There are definitely pros and cons to this. We had one member who all of a sudden was getting thousands of views on his videos. And then we looked at the data, it's all from Bangladesh, I believe. And so it can create a real audience, quote unquote, problem. So you get a lot of views, but they're coming from countries where you're probably not trying to market yourself or sell your programs, right? So for me, I'm trying to hit the world. I want to serve humanity. I want to be in every language, in every country around the world. That's the mission that I'm on. If I was just selling movement makers, then I would probably turn it off because somebody who's watching in whatever language, they're probably not a good fit for what I do. And the challenge of that is that then YouTube starts recommending my videos to more people in other countries and less in my own. And more that we just keep getting, YouTube knows that, hey, this is an international audience. And so we start getting, you can get a lot more distribution. We've seen channels do super well from this, but again, where are people coming from and how much does it matter to you? So if you have a global mission, awesome. If you only care about views and subscribers, like I don't care where they come from. I want my plaque, right? Great. Turn it on. If you're trying to sell something, then it's an English speaking, but really America, like I'm in Canada, but America is the audience for selling stuff. We have a bunch of Canadians here, but I think the audience is mostly American, even here in our movie makers community. Americans buy more, have more money. So I would likely turn it off. So it just depends on the goals of the channel. And that's a hard thing because we want views and nobody knows. That's the thing, right? Like nobody knows behind the scenes except if you're watching behind the scenes or if they look at like the comments, I guess. The like ratios are way lower. They're not as engaged, the people who come. So it's a controversial one and it's a hard decision sometimes. You want more views and subscribers, but you also want to grow your business. But it makes a real negative impact or positive impact depending on what your goal is. So the negative impact is if our client starts getting a whole bunch of views from Bangladesh and he has nothing to sell to Bangladesh, what's going to happen is his videos are going to start getting suggested more and more and more and more and more against Bangladesh audience. And now YouTube thinks we have a Bangladesh audience. And why do they think that? Well, it's kind of true because we do have a Bangladesh audience. They love your video, right? Because it was auto dubbed into their language, but it just might not be the place where, well, for our client, it's not where he's going to sell his things. So the guidance there would be turn it off. So decision to make, that's how you get there. It's a quick, check on, check off, but has a drastic impact on the channel potentially and the business consequences as a result. Next. Advertising. Disable interest-based ads. So when you're doing you have advertisers on your channel, so people can sponsor your channel, right? When you're watching a YouTube video, they'll see ads. You get a cut of that. You can turn off different ad types if you want. I keep it on, but you can turn it off if you like, and I'll go through some of the examples around that. But if YouTube's okay with the ad, I'm okay with the ad. But if you wanted to turn off specific ads, then you can choose to turn those off. If you disable them, you'll make less money. I don't have anything, as long as YouTube has pretty strict guidelines over what can be put on as an ad. So I haven't seen ads that I really have a lot of concerns about, but I'll show you how to disable certain websites and certain ads as well. Another potentially controversial one, Do you want to allow people to clip your content? I love it. Like as the marketer, as an entrepreneur, I'm like, yes, clip everything. Take all my stuff, go crazy, clip it like crazy. If you're spreading Evan Carmichael, you're spreading Believe, let's go. I'm down for that. Other people, though, don't like that. Like, no, that's my content. I worked hard on that. You are not allowed to use it, right? And they get really upset about it. It's a personal choice for you guys. Again, it's a one clip, one button click either way of what you want to do with it. I think if you go back to like my top 10 series, some of the first ones that I did around Gary Vee or Grant Cardone, those guys are marketers and be like, use everything. I have stuff that I haven't even released on my channel. Do you want it on your channel? Like, here, I'll give you all my stuff. Because they're marketers. They're not caring about AdSense revenue or somebody stealing my content. People are paying people to clip. There's a whole industry now around called clippers, where they're paying people to take their content and clip it, and they'll pay them based off of how many views they get using their face. So I would just default to, yes, I want people clipping everything on my channel. Go for it. I love it. I think it's the best. But again, if you have a reason why you would not want that to happen, totally understood. This is where you can go in and turn it off. So it's on for me. Video quality enhancements. This is a new thing that YouTube came out with. And it's basically YouTube going through your back catalog and upgrading the visuals and the audio. For those of you who've been around for a while, I mean, I started in 2009. The quality of the videos were definitely not as good as we have right now. And so this is not a fast process. This is a slow rollout that they're doing, but they'll go back on your content and run their algorithms to improve the video quality and improve the sound. I want that, right? Because if the videos are higher quality, then they promote it more. They're more likely to get seen. If they're low quality, then they're not going to get promoted as much. So I want that. It's like, yes, take all my stuff, make it all better, and promote it to the world. This is fantastic. The marketer in me. The artist, though, in you might say, and I've worked with a couple of people like this. No. Like I like that it's pixelated. It's like, that's what it was when I made it. And that's what I want it to stay. I don't want YouTube like changing it. So again, no right or wrong. I think if you want distribution, the marketer in me is like, yes, let's go. I want everything highest quality possible. Again, it's one click. This doesn't just turn on. When we talked about having the little subscribe button at the bottom right, you do that today. A minute later, it's on all your videos across your entire history of your channel, right? This takes time for YouTube to go through, especially if you have a big back catalog. And if you're newer, then it won't make as big. Like if you're already filming in really high quality, then it won't make as big a difference. But again, it's one click on both, and then you post. Hype, last one here. Oh, no, a couple more. Hype. So this is a newer program that YouTube launched to try to help promote channels with that are smaller, that are newer. And they have a hype page. I don't see anybody ever use the hype page. They have a hype page per country where you can go to and see creators that are on the rise. I don't qualify. I haven't clicked this up because I didn't want it. I can't click it, right? I'm trying to click it. Anything that's promotion, like, yeah, why not? I'm in. Sign up. Happy to test. But I have over 500,000 subscribers, and that's the benchmark right now. So I'm not eligible, right? Your videos aren't eligible to be hyped. But if you're under 500,000 subscribers, you can click on this, and it gives people the option to, when they're on your video, click a hype button that then enters you into a pooling system to show up on the hype page. They were really hyped about this, pun intended, when they launched it. But I haven't seen anybody really take off as a result of it. It's mostly because how do you find the hype page? You have to go and look for the hype page. And most people's consumption is not on the hype page. And it's hype page by country. But again, it's also a one click. And if I had less than 500,000 subscribers, I would click it. Like, why not? If you get 100 extra views from the hype page, awesome, right? Every viewer counts, and it's a one-time thing that then applies to every video on your channel until you get to 500,000 subscribers. Then you're on your own. Okay. This last one, the one that we've talked about before, but I want to bring back up, the third-party training, the AI. So This allows all the models to see your content. So this is off by default. And they have intentionally buried this. Like, look at where this is. This is right below the hide my channel, right? So I can make my channel, my whole channel private. That's more important than AI training. YouTube is hiding this. This allows, if you ever go to Gemini and you look for content, you'll often see YouTube videos. I don't know what your consumption is, whether it's Gemini or ChatGPT or Claude or whatever, right? But if you ever go and look at Gemini models, you'll see YouTube videos get referenced a lot. If you're asking questions, you'll often see YouTube videos popping up. Because Gemini, by default, always looks at your content because they're owned by Google, right? And so is YouTube. But the other ones, you're like, why am I not showing up in ChatGPT? Well, because YouTube actively blocks ChatGPT from finding your video. So they have to go and scrape, and which they are doing. But you'll see a lot fewer YouTube videos showing up in ChatGPT and other AI platforms compared to Gemini. And so the way to fix that, quote unquote, is here. So channel, advanced settings. This could be one of the most important things you do for your business all year is just click this button. That sounds very hype, but also pretty important because of the consumption of the AI tools. If you are showing up in there as the person for your industry, that's a huge win. If you're not showing up in there as a person for your industry, that's a huge opportunity, right? A missed opportunity. But because this is turned off by default and most people don't know about this setting and your competitors, quote unquote, probably have no idea about this and are not even making YouTube videos that often, this gives you a big competitive advantage. So this is clicked off by default. We want to turn it on. And then you have two options. Select third-party companies, and then you can go and pick. And you can see all of them: XAI, OpenAI, Perplexity, Pika Labs, Runway, yada, 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 right? Or all. And I want all. I like the marketer be like, why not all? Why would I only pick one? You might have a reason. Like maybe you hate OpenAI, you never want to show up. And like if you have a reason, this is how you do it. But I want it all. It also will train their models on your content, which some people, again, if I get into this discussion with the artists, if you don't want AI to train on your stuff, then you can turn it off. I want AI on all my stuff. I want AI trained on everything I do, right? Like I want it to reference Evan Carmichael when you ask questions. I want it to know my stuff as much as I want. Like the same things happen with the search engines. Like I don't want my stuff showing up in the search, and now everybody wants to show up in the search engines. So whether it's the clipping, whether it's the dubbing, whether it's the AI training, I want my stuff out as much as possible to everybody. You don't have to do it. I'm showing you the tools. Like there are some very powerful tools here that are like one click that, again, I wanted to have a more thoughtful, nuanced discussion versus like just do this or don't do that. And so I'm explaining my reasoning and hopefully giving you some value in the process as well on that. So I have that turned on. I think it's incredibly powerful. We've seen a lot more views coming from AI. Like when we turn this on for channels, again, it's not a silver bullet. If you have 4 videos and you're just getting started, it's not like you're going to go get 1 million views on these videos, but it starts from a philosophy of like, do you want to be showing up in AI or not? And if it's not, cool, that's how you turn it off. But I think for most people here, you would want to have it turned on, and that's how you do it. And again, they're hiding this because AI is the game, and YouTube wants Gemini to win, or Google wants Gemini to win. So that's why it's buried right above, like, remove your YouTube content and hide your channel. So like nobody sees this, which is great. Like gives you a huge opportunity compared to your competition. Next, let's look at upload defaults. So some basic information here. Like if you have a standard description you want to put in, you can put it in here, right? We always change this anyways, but if you want to swap that out, you can put in whatever you want. Standard visibility, usually just start with unlisted. I think the default is unlisted, but just so that when you first post a video, it doesn't just go public on the channel. Or if you like upload, if you ever had that, you upload 7 videos to the channel and then they all go public at the same time and they don't have a thumbnail or anything else, right? Just make sure that it's unlisted or private at the beginning. But let's go look at the some of the advanced settings. These are all fine, actually. Monetization, though, this is one that people miss. So once you do get monetized, the biggest part of monetization is you'll get ad revenue, but YouTube can also show mid-roll videos or mid-roll ads on your videos. So you can take a video, if it's 8 minutes or longer, ads will show up at the beginning, but it can also be in the middle of your video. But you have to enable it. So make sure it's turned on. So again, for the ones who are monetized and you want to make more money, make sure that monetization, so upload defaults, monetization, ads preferences, show mid-roll ads during my videos. Now, YouTube, they're not going to show a million ads in the middle of your videos, right? But if you don't turn it on, there's a chance that nothing's going to show up in the middle. And so you're not going to make as much money. Again, that could be a strategic choice. Examples where it's not as good is you have a meditation channel. Everything is meditation, right? That's the whole channel. And then you're in the middle of a meditation and then Geico. It's like, it may not be the best user experience to have these ads like pop up right in the middle of your content. But for the most part, it's fine. And so I would always advise turning that on. And then the last one I'll talk about here is ad categories. This is helpful if you want to, one, block your competitors from advertising in front of your website or in front of your content, or two, also making more money on the channel. So if you see that people that you don't like or don't want to be connected to are advertising on your YouTube channel, you can stop them. You just go here and you put it in their website. And you can put up to 500. So if your competition is always advertising in front of you and you don't like that, or you just don't believe in their products, or you think they're a scam or whatever, you can report the ad, but they're probably not doing anything against YouTube's terms of service, so they'll get shut down on their own. But you just don't want them there. Cool. You can put in their website, and then anything that links to that domain is going to be blocked. I don't use this. I don't care. I mean, I don't know who my quote unquote competition is. I don't super care. If they're advertising in front of my content, I guess they're making some money. I'm making some money. You know, I think it's great. So I have nothing, but I've helped a lot of channels where they fill this up because they don't want their competition showing up in front of their videos. So it's a personal choice that you can make, and that's how you do it. If there's known competitors that you just absolutely hate, cool, you can put them in there. Or if you're ever watching your own content and then you see some ad pop up, it's like, I don't like this. Like, why is this here? The other idea, the other use case I see a lot besides just competition is in the medical space, or with a specific advice. Like if you're a doctor and you're making content and then you see like some thing that you know doesn't work being advertised in front of your videos, like, I don't want to be associated with this thing. Not that they are associating you with that. It's obviously not you in the ad. It's like when you watch a TV show, there's ads that show up. You don't think, oh, like whoever hosted this show endorses this. They know it's an ad, but you know that it's wrong or it's completely against what you believe in the health world, then you can block them and then they'll never show up again in front. So just something to think about. Again, it's a powerful tool. That's how you would do it. The next is sensitive categories. And so here, this is interesting. For the people who want to make more YouTube revenue, AdSense, by default, 2 categories are blocked. So if you go here and you go sensitive categories, the 2 that are blocked are going to be alcohol and what's the other one? Gambling. Alcohol and gambling are blocked by default. So if you go to your account, you've never looked at this, you'll see that those 2 are blocked. If you want to make more money, unblock them. Now, it doesn't mean that now you're going to have all sorts of like drinking ads, because you can't just drink on an ad anyway. It still has to follow all the rules. And YouTube, for anybody who does YouTube ads, YouTube has a pretty strict set of guidelines for what actually makes it through or not. As a fun aside, if you're ever worried that a video might be suppressed or not too controversial and you're not getting reach or attention, put that video into AdWords with a 1 cent budget. Just see if the ad gets approved. Because if the ad doesn't get approved, this is what we'll do with people who have content that is, again, really sensitive, or during COVID was a big deal. But still, any sensitive category that you're in, if you're wondering, like, is this video getting suppressed? Go to AdWords, put in the video, put a 1 cent budget on it, and just see if the video gets approved or not. Because the guidelines on AdWords is much more strict than YouTube. So you won't see a lot of the information on YouTube, but you will on AdWords. So say this video has sensitive content, and it'll tell you why. It'll tell you like what category you fell into. That's a problem. And so anytime we're doing that again, we'll often do 2 cuts of a video. Not us. I don't do sensitive content. It's like the most believe friendly, happy, like I've never done it for myself, but we've done it on behalf of clients where they're not sure how a video is going to be received. You have a clean cut and then the full cut, and you put both into AdWords for a day. Again, 1 cent budget. We're not spending money. We're just trying to figure out if the video gets approved or not, or if it has any flags or issues, because the AdWords flags will be a lot more sensitive than the YouTube flags. So a little side note that's kind of not included here, but for anybody who's doing more sensitive type of content. So alcohol will be turned off, as well as gambling. And so again, choice. I pretty much trust YouTube's ad policy on things. I haven't seen anything show up that's crazy or they get in trouble. But again, if you don't want any of these, you can turn them off. It's like, no, I don't want any dating ads. Black magic. I don't know what is considered black magic, but no, I don't want that on. Okay, cool. Block. Right. To Sequoia, who's talking about, drugs, you could turn the whole category off. Any drugs and supplements? Nope, I don't want that on. We'll make less money. Bayer spends a lot of money, but cool. You have the opportunity to completely block them. Same thing for weight loss, maybe for Sequoia. So you have the opportunity to do it if you want. And then they have general categories. None of these are off by default, but they have over 500 different categories of ads that, again, if you didn't want. So here with the URLs, you can block specific companies, specific websites, never accept an ad from this person. Here we can block entire categories, not just the sensitive ones. So, whatever, beauty and personal care for Sequoia, I was like, okay, no, like anti-aging, no, nothing anti-aging. And so it'll just block a whole bunch of websites. Anybody that falls into that category will never show up. I say never. Some slip through the cracks, right? But for the most part, they won't show up. Most people I work with don't ever turn these off. In fact, they just turn the sensitive ones on. But again, if you have a use case and you just don't want any med spa to show up in front of yours, block, click save, and you're done.